When I put Omni-Man on the poll last week, somebody said, oh, actually, Omni-Man isn't even a villain. Yeah, I don't know about you, but heroes don't normally do this kind of thing.
I shall reign triumphant.
Buenos dias, children.
So.
Hell, you're all gonna be doing that.
Welcome back to Villain Review episode 99, the last ever double-digit villain review. And today we are taking a look at Omni-Man from the 2021 series Invincible Season 1. In case it wasn't clear, I'm only talking about the TV show version, not the comic book, because J.K. Simmons. Shout out to these three people for suggesting Omni-Man, and make sure to let me know who I should review next. If this was a Hunger Games of how good villains were, is Omni-Man dying first, or is he...
Once I was old enough, I joined the war effort. It was hard, but I believe in our cause.
Born on a planet with a name that sounds kind of like a cable provider, Nolan Grayson was born a Viltrumite, an extremely powerful race of people that have all the Superman powers, minus the Frost Breath and Heat Vision DLC. On the planet of Viltrum, they embrace the idea of only the strong will survive, resulting in a lot of bloodshed, but also some societal improvement. Deciding as a society that they were so freaking sick they had to share themselves and all their murder ways with the rest of the universe, Viltrum decided to go off and conquer the entire freaking universe. I know what you're asking, what if these planets don't want to be conquered? In order to keep planets from fighting back, Viltrum decided to have undercover Viltrumites stationed on each planet to help them stay in line. Being sent down to Earth to conquer it, Nolan would get a little bored and say, Sandra, oh my gosh, that is a really good looking pet. Marrying Debbie, Nolan would raise his son Mark and take on the persona of Omni-Man, fighting crime and saving the world, keeping his true intentions close to his chest. First of all, I do think that the origin is pretty interesting, but it's not quite as clear as I'd like it to be. If Nolan's whole thing is like, oh, we gotta have Earth join the Empire, I think there's better ways to go about it. Maybe that's more a complaint with Viltrumites, but the way Nolan goes about these things, his actions are a little weird to me. Overall, though, the origin is interesting enough, it's just not super clear and leaves things a little vague.
Die for this planet? Fine! What's 17 more years? I can always start again.
J.K. Simmons is an amazing actor. So good, in fact, I didn't even realize that last week's poll had two J.K. Simmons characters. Even if, let's just say hypothetically, we ignore his Oscar-winning performance in Whiplash, you still got J. Jonah Jameson, Ford Pines, Kai, Tenzin, Cave, motherfucking Johnson, and so many more. With his performance in Invincible, he does such a good job of playing both sides of Omni-Man to perfection. Omni-Man is a character of duality, right? He's soft and like, oh, I'm a nice dad, but he's also insane, but he's also a good dad, but he's also a terrible dude, and J.K. Simmons plays both of these sides perfectly. The way Invincible sets up Omni-Man is great, because just like the characters in the show, we're looking for a reason to take the blame off of him. We're like, no, not my boy Nolan, he must have been mind controlled. No, oh, he must have, that thing from Kingsman, maybe that was it. We do see, though, that when it comes to being a dad, he's legit kind of a good guy. He really does care about his family. We see there's a dark side to him, and we just don't want it to be true. When we get that reveal later on in the show, we just see how twisted Omni-Man is, and legit, he might be a better actor than J.K. Simmons. And the nominees for Best Actor are George R.R. Martin in The Book is Almost Done, J.K. Rowling in Look at Me, I Support Social Issues. By the way, Dobby was Jewish. Omni-Man in I'm Totally a Good Guy, Definitely Not Gonna Kill Everyone Like My Pet Sandra Wife. And finally, Kevin Spacey in I Swear I've Never Seen That Child Before. And the winner goes to Omni-Man. After the twist, we see that while Omni-Man is loyal to his family, he's a lot more loyal to his real family. The whole ending sequence where he's fighting Invincible is really hard to get through because, like a lot of good villains, there's nothing Omni-Man won't do to accomplish his goal. There are a few lines here that they're heartbreaking, man. Like, I feel it in my soul, like, you know which ones. And if you weren't calling your dad after this, being like, Dad, listen, man, I love you, then, look, I don't even know what you're doing. Omni-Man is as ruthless as he is powerful, and it makes him a fantastic villain. However, as fantastic as he is, we do see that he's human. He's not, but, like, you know what I mean. He's human, and he does have a few weaknesses. Behind all the insanity, he does care about his family, and it makes such a powerful character a little more relatable.
What will you have after 500 years?
What the fuck, this scene? What the when I first saw the first episode, like a lot of people, I was going like, yeah, the show's pretty good, but nothing crazy. I actually cried for 3 days after watching this scene out of pure shock. The scene, though, is so important because it sets up so much intrigue, and even if you didn't enjoy the first episode, you have to keep watching to find out what's gonna happen. We have so many questions about Omni-Man, and for the rest of the show, we're just dying to find the answers. There's also tons of other noteworthy scenes all throughout the first season, but we all know the special one, the one that stands out amongst all of them, the scene that everyone thinks of when they think of Invincible, and that is, of course, any scene with Amber.
What?
No, it's the one where he fights Mark. The whole entire season is all about Mark trying to figure out who he is and what kind of hero he's going to be. And then all this gets tested in the final episode. We learn all about Nolan's true intentions, and then we have to watch Mark try to stop him for way too long. Not that this scene is long, but like, Mark, my guy, take the L. Like, sit your butt down, stupid. You're not gonna win. It's a crazy, brutal scene that elevates Omni-Man's ruthlessness to a new level, and that flashback to the baseball game, man, what the frick? Like, why are you trying to grab my heart and yank on it like this? Right when we think Nolan is a monster who's way too far gone about caring about literally anything, we get this flashback that humanizes the crap out of him. It makes him so much more of a dynamic character. In season 2, the man is evil, like super evil, and unlike some villains who their whole thing is like, wahaha, I'm gonna spit in your sandwich, Omni-Man does some truly terrible, like, world-harming things. One of my least favorite motivations in media is the whole, like, I'm gonna end the world, I want power motive. And luckily, Nolan kind of sidesteps that. We still get him as a world-ending threat, but that's not what he wants. I feel like rather than destroy the world, he'd rather, like, grab it in his hands like some Play-Doh and, like, form it into, like, a little piece of pasta or something that, I don't know, he thinks is cool. I also like that while he is super powerful, he's not boring. He has his weakness in the sense of Mark, and while he's more powerful than my mom with 2 belts, he doesn't feel unbeatable. I got no clue who could possibly beat him, but like, theoretically, I think it's possible. Maybe. Let's talk about these evil deeds though, because they do be evil. Killing the Guardians of the Globe, yes, that's evil. He literally kills the main protectors of the Earth, leaving us with this stupid firework boy. The scene also serves as a great flex of power, and from here on out, like, who's gonna stop him? Mark? Listen, Mr. Yeon, can I call you Steven? We gotta stop meeting like this. This man also calls his wife a bitch, but like, not because she's a jerk, but because she's a dog. Okay, wait. If she's his pet and Mark, does that mean that he with pets? Is this bestiality? I know I talked about it a bit earlier, but like beating up your son nearly to death, it's something that some people, I guess, might technically consider to be evil. Even though he does spare Mark at the end, the fact that he is so willing, just so quick to kill this guy and do this kind of damage to him, it shows that, yeah, he's a messed up dude. He's not a villain who we say, oh, I think from his perspective, this dude sucks. He's evil, and I love that. I must admit, the motivation for Nolan is the weakest aspect of him, and in my opinion, his whole philosophy doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, especially the way he goes about it. Luckily, it's not weak enough to detract from him as a character, and everything else is pretty dang good. I love the duality of the character, and J.K. Simmons, man, plays it to perfection as always. He's a good father, like how J.K. Simmons performs it. He's a good father, but also he's a freaking lunatic, and both sides they're just done so well. He's an intriguing character for sure, and he has a presence on screen that always puts you on the edge of your seat when he's there. He's also incredibly evil, something I enjoy in a villain, and overall, I really like him. I'm gonna give Omni-Man an 8.
I was wrong to raise you as a human.
Thank you so much for watching, and let me know what you think of Nolan in the comments. I make a new villain review every single Monday, so if you enjoyed this one, just maybe consider hitting subscribe, because next week is episode 100, and it's gonna be a good one. Thanks again for watching. Let me know who I should review next, and I'll talk to you next time. But seriously though, like, screw Amber. Does anyone like Amber? I mean, like, should I do villain review Amber? Because she freaking sucks.